What's good, people? It's your man CJ Williams for Culturalist Theory. Today we will be looking at the 6 studio albums by Lavelle Crump, better known professionally as David Banner. Note, this list will not include his collaboration album with Ninth Wonder or mixtapes, and we will only be ranking the full-length LPs from the Mississippi native. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss a list, and hit that super thanks to keep the lights on. That being said, let's get into it. Number 6, The God Box. Taking a new approach to the type of music he was producing, Banner hailed The God Box as, quote, one of the best hip-hop albums ever made. Well, proclamations like that usually don't age well, and this is no exception. We commend Banner for putting out material that is unapologetically black. However, the songs just do not connect as well as his previously more street-oriented lyrics. The project wasn't helped by its multiple delays either. Out of 14 tracks on the album, only 2 really warrant repeat listens. My Uzi with Big Crit and Who Want It with Black Thought and Watch the Duck were both solid records, but not enough to live up to Banner's bold claim. Number 5, The Greatest Story Never Told. 3 years removed from his former album MTA 2, Banner returned to the booth with The Greatest Story Ever Told. Released in 2008, The Greatest Story could be considered a mixed bag. There's a push and pull between being a commercial success and pushing conscious content. Joints like So Long and Faith lean more toward music with substance, in addition to introspective joints with descriptive storytelling, such as the Carl Thomas assisted I Get By. However, this album would be better known for the singles Get Like Me with Chris Brown and Young Jock, and 9mm featuring Akon, Wayne, and Snoop. Banner's southern drawl and Mississippi roots shine through despite the fact that the album is clouded with skits, instrumentals, interludes, and one too many songs for the ladies. At the end of the day, the album is okay, but before you throw the whole thing away, check out the banger KO on the way out. See what we did there? Number 4, MTA 2, Baptized in Dirty Water. Released only 7 months after the highly successful MTA 1, MTA 2 could have been perceived to have been rushed in order to take advantage of the hype, but to be frank, it was actually a really solid project. The remix to Like a Pimp featuring Twista and Busta Rhymes could very well match up to the original. The single Crank It Up was dope, same for The Game with Scarface and Ooh Ah. Even though this album didn't quite reach the numbers of the original Mississippi, as it topped out at number 69 on the Billboard 200, it was still a great showing by Banner. MTA 2 had big shoes to fill, but it was a worthy follow-up to a Southern classic. Before we get to the top 3 albums from Mr. Banner, we all know how he gets down on the production side of things as well. What's your favorite Banner produced song? Ours? That Trick Daddy Thug Holiday. Man, that record was hard. Be on the lookout for that Trick Daddy list coming soon too. Alright, back to the list. Number 3, Certified. David Banner followed up his Mississippi series with Certified in 2005. This album picks up right where MTA left off and immediately erases the flaws and imperfection that record seemed to have. Handling almost 100% of the production, with the exception of what turned out to be his most commercially successful hit, which was a major assist from Mr. Collie Park. I'm sure you remember the raunchy lead single Play with the sexually explicit lyrics and whispered delivery throughout the song. Fun fact, Mr. Collie Park also was responsible for the Ying Yang Twins hit Wait, the Whisper song, released a few months prior that had a strikingly similar vibe. A departure from his typical sound, the record would become his most successful single, eventually netting Banner a gold plaque. However, there are other joints on the album that are just as fire. Gangsta Walk with 3 6 Mafia and 8 Ball MJG go hard. Ain't Got Nothing with Magic and Boosie was tough, and West Side was also solid. Although Certified is packed with features, Banner's deep southern delivery and enjoyable cadences give this project some balance and allow it to really stand the test of time. Number 2, Them Firewater Boys Volume 1. Before David Banner was signed to Universal Records and dropped his first project with them in 2003, Banner would be on a smaller label, Big Face Entertainment, and drop Them Firewater Boys Volume 1. Breaking off from his group Crooked Letters to go solo, this album would serve as a first course for those unfamiliar. Packed with bangers ranging from Firewater Boys, the Jazzy Faye produced Twerk Something, the Kamikaze and Pimp C assisted Get Crunk, and Firewater featuring Noriega. There are some introspective joints scattered throughout this album, such as If I Had a Choice with Fiend and Living with Devin the Dude, and other half of Crooked Letters' Kamikaze. Clearly the sound is raw, but it showed that Banner had monster potential and was able to bring out a range of heavy hitters to make this underground classic catch the attention of Universal Records, who Banner signed with in 2002. Number 1, Mississippi, the album. When it comes to the definitive album in David Banner's catalog, none stand out more than his sophomore effort. This project put Mississippi on the map as some of the best southern-based themes and country slang we find here. Banner himself has described described MTA as a Bible with a Playboy cover on it, meaning his fans might pick it up for the ear candy and leave with some food for thought. For example, the single Cadillac on 22s had everyone trying to put bigger rims on their rides, but the song for Banner purists can hold a deeper spiritual message. People mostly remember the album for the lead single Like a Pimp with Little Flip, which would famously appear on the Too Fast, Too Furious soundtrack. Other highlights include Might Get You with Lil Jon, My Shawty with Fiend, Fuck 'Em featuring Pastor Troy, and the title track. Mississippi came at a time when not many from Banner's home turf were repping that state with 4 eyes in its name. Banner would become one of the driving forces of Southern hip-hop and open the door for acts like Big Crit and Ray Shrimmer in the 2000s. Southern hip-hop has dominated the game for a minute. Check out some of these other influential acts that grew up and blew up below the Mason-Dixon line. Leave a like on this video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm CJ Williams for Culturalist Theory. I'll see you in the next one.